4 months early. New tonight on Our News, live at 7. The opposition Free National Movement announces its upcoming national convention will happen on June 1st. Top positions will be contested. Plus, will natural gas bring down the cost of electricity? We'll tell you the legislative framework for the liquefied natural gas industry. Also, the Prime Minister seemingly unmoved by a U.S. State Department report on human rights. Why the nation's leader says their view is simply theirs. Then in our news at 7:30, the nation's leader touting his administration's progress on the country's economic recovery as the opposition raises concerns. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Top positions in the opposition Free National Movement will be contested at the party's upcoming one-day convention. The announcement was made at a press conference last night at the party's headquarters. Joshua Williams gets us started tonight.
The Free National Movement will hold a convention on June the 1st, 2024. That at that time, we will have all party positions vacant.
That's FNM Chairman explaining what's expected to happen at the party's upcoming convention on June 1st. Last night, the Central Council of the Free National Movement voted for the summer date when all offices will be vacant. It's expected to be the final voting convention before the 2026 general election. Nominations for the convention will open on Monday, April 29th, and potential candidates have until Friday, May 3rd to nominate. Secretary General Surfin Rolls says their sole purpose heading into this year's convention is putting the right persons in place to go head-to-head with the Davis administration at the next general election.
We need you all to really be together. We need you all to make the decisions that you have to make in-house so that you could represent us. And we have listened to what they have said, and so we are prepared to go into this convention. And we know when we come out of this convention, we will be even more ready to kick the PLP out.
The Free National Movement is currently being led by Michael Pintard and Deputy Shannon Cartwright. The last FNM convention was held in 2022 after the party suffered a crushing defeat at the polls following a snap election called by former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis in September 2021. There has been speculation that Minnis is eyeing a leadership comeback. Pintard was asked by reporters if he's concerned about his leadership being challenged.
There's always a challenge. I expect that we'll have challenge from the Progressive Liberal Party because I think they are very concerned that Michael Pintard will still be standing on the 2nd of June. Our focus is on moving forward with the leadership that we have in place, and we are hopeful that all of those that have served before would function as elder statesmen to provide advice so that we are able to celebrate them properly for all that they have contributed in the past.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Joshua. Well, earlier this week, the Natural Gas Bill 2024 was tabled in the House of Assembly. It creates a legislative framework for the liquefied natural gas industry. But how will it impact you? Our Marlena Leonard spoke with the Energy Minister, who explains.
The Natural Gas Bill 2024 looks to create a framework where liquefied natural gas activities are performed in a safe, efficient, effective, economic, and environmental manner. Energy and Transport Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis says they hope that the use of LNG will bring down electricity costs.
The natural gas bill, that's new. The government has made a commitment to bring cleaner fuel into the mix for the Bahamian people. That is a part of the energy policy that we're looking to introduce in the country. And so we are producing the bill so that we could get moving on advancing, bringing LNG into the country at a larger scale. So that's part of the fuel mix and bring the cost of electricity down.
The use of LNG would be a significant step toward reducing the country's carbon footprint, as it produces 30% less carbon dioxide than oil. The new bill allows for a company established in natural gas operations to gain an expedited license approval from the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, so long as that company has been operating with such activities in a jurisdiction outside of the Bahamas for at least 5 years. It's not clear yet who the suppliers and operators would be, but once the bill is passed, companies interested in operating would have to apply within 12 months.
We'll be discussing more of the bill as we debate it next week, Wednesday, so we can tell in detail how we plan to do that and what benefits will be for the country and for us reducing our GHG emissions, and also to be able to ensure that we stand firm with what our policy initiatives are in producing cleaner fuels.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
All right, thanks, Marlena. And Prime Minister Philip Davis reacting to the United States State Department report highlighting the country's struggle with gender-based violence, lack of legislation to criminalize marital rape, and inadequate protection for the LGBTQI+ community. Table talk surrounding gender-based violence, specifically marital rape, though, has resurged as a point of discussion following the Prime Minister's recent comments on the issue. We'll tell you how he's responding to this U.S. report in less than 5 minutes. But for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. We've got lots of events happening across the country this weekend. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's in the Weather Center with your first look at temperatures across the islands. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kendi. Now, happy TGIF, everybody. A warm, breezy day around the islands. Mostly dry conditions expected across most of the island chain. There's some moisture moving across the central Bahamas. We'll show that in a short while. 77 degrees outside our studio, some passing clouds. And as I said, it is breezy. Northeast wind, 17 miles per hour, and those winds are gusting high at times. Feels like temperature hanging out in the upper 70s. Temperatures around the islands tonight, it is a very warm 76 in Freeport, 75 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Pick up 76s once again in Alistown, Bimini, and in Governor's Harbor. Nichols, San Andros, Big Yard, and in Great Harbor Key, the Berry Islands, 77. 77 here in the capital as well. Central Bahamas, 77 in Kemps Bay and Coburn Town, San Salvador. And this is where most of that moisture is moving across the Central Bahamas. So you guys in Coburn Town have some showers there. Georgetown, 78, showers nearby as well. 78 in Deadman's Key. Southeast Bahamas, 79s, Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Delectable Bay, and Abrams Bay. Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, you guys are 80. Deep South, Matthew Town, Inagua, you are the warm spot at 81 degrees. Satellite radar composite showing just a quiet day around the islands. Ridge of high pressure is in charge. We have still that persistent frontal boundary hanging out near Hispaniola, lending some support to some isolated showers across the southeast Bahamas. But there's a little bit of a weak low-level trough or a low-level disturbance moving across central Bahamas. That's going to generate a couple of showers throughout the rest of the weekend. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your weekend forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on Our News, Prime Minister Davis addressing a U.S. report on gender-based violence and marital rape amidst growing debate, why he's seemingly unmoved by the findings. Plus, Haiti's Transitional Council takes charge to rebuild amid violence and instability. An interim prime minister has been appointed, but challenges loom large. The latest on the nation's path forward when Our News returns.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSNB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas Channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor. Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not. Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy, Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, número 1, number 1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and they're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be number one? Let's find out.
Prime Minister Philip Davis responding to the U.S. State Department report that suggests the country's struggles with gender-based violence, lack of legislation to criminalize marital rape, as well as a lack of protection for the LGBTQI+ community. Table talk surrounding gender-based violence, specifically marital rape, once again becoming a point of discussion in the public and private sector since the Prime Minister's rape is rape comments. In response to the report, Prime Minister says it's simply their view of how they see things.
That was judged by their own standards. We have to look into the perspective of our eyes. Bahamian women being unfairly treated in the Bahamas. You are ruling us, man. If you look at the hierarchy of the public service, more than 80% of it predominated by females. Look at industry. In fact, men have become an endangered species in this country, and I'm concerned about that. And that's why I'm working with the young men now.
Well, Haiti's Transitional Council formally assumed power on April 25th, now aiming to rebuild the nation after years of institutional collapse and gang violence. Interim Prime Minister Michel Patrick Boisvert, appointed by former Prime Minister Ariel Henry, will lead until a new government head is chosen. Regine Abram, a non-voting council member, emphasized the urgent need to address security, constitutional reform, and elections while also rebuilding the judiciary and economy. Armed gangs wielding weapons trafficked from the United States have long plagued the capital, prompting Henry's resignation and flight to Puerto Rico in late February. All right, we've got this note for you tonight about some work in progress as the new Providence Drainage Culvert rehabilitation begins on Bay Street. According to the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs, the extensive works will happen between Elizabeth Avenue and Christie Street. The ministry advising that works will begin this evening at 7 o'clock and last until Sunday, April 28th. Now, the roadway between Bay Street and Colebrook Lane, as well as DeVoe Street, will be closed as work is ongoing. Traffic will be diverted from Bay Street onto Colebrook Lane. When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as police arrest pro-Palestinian protesters in the United States. Plus, the hashtag #MeToo founder says she's angry and sad about Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction being overturned. And Guatemala police raid Save the Children offices for alleged child abuse. The details when our news returns.
Is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
At the gateway to the Americas,
on the picturesque island of Grand Bahama, a pioneering initiative is taking shape. Lucayas Solar Power Limited presents the $15 million Lucayas Solar Power Project, the first of its kind in the Bahamas' energy landscape. The state-of-the-art solar farm on the Fairfield and Devon sites spans just over 30 acres, and once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate over 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. The Lucayas Solar Project is a pivotal step towards diversifying the country's energy sources and significantly reducing dependency on fossil fuels. It's more than just a project. It's a commitment to a greener, more sustainable future. Lucayas Solar Power Limited, powered by Inti, powering your world.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Pro-Palestinian protesters at the University of Southern California and other universities across the United States have been arrested over the past 3 days. The demonstrations are part of a wider movement in support of Gaza, with protesters condemning Israel's military actions following attacks by Hamas on October 7th. Some protesters have established unauthorized tent encampments on campuses to emphasize their demands. The arrests have been significant, with hundreds detained at universities like Columbia, Yale, and NYU since Friday. Additionally, critics, including prominent Republican members of the U.S. Congress, have accused some protesters of anti-Semitism and harassment. Harvey Weinstein's 2020 sexual assault and rape conviction was overturned by New York's highest court, reigniting the #MeToo movement's battle for justice. #MeToo founder Tarana Burke expressed disappointment, anger, and sadness, emphasizing the ongoing challenges in holding powerful individuals accountable. Despite the reversal, Weinstein remains incarcerated due to a separate conviction in California. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office says it intends to pursue a retrial.
I think we need to ask, what does our judicial system need to do? Not what do we need to do, right? The movement is doing what we're supposed to do. We are out here educating, organizing, building a strong movement. But what does our judicial system need to do? After everything they've seen, after all the evidence, after all the testimony, after all the narrative, what do they need to do differently, right? They need to do their work. We need to lay this burden down at the feet of the people who have been charged with protecting us. That's what they said. It's their job to protect us. So they need to do, the question is, what have they gotten wrong? Not what we've gotten wrong. I'm disappointed, I'm angry, I'm sad, because no matter what work we do, they still keep getting it wrong.
And Guatemalan police conducted a raid on Thursday at the premises of NGO Save the Children, following allegations of child abuse, according to authorities. The intervention was ordered by the special prosecutor against impunity after reports of abuse against Guatemalan children on a transnational scale, particularly involving migrant children. Save the Children released a statement on Friday denouncing the raid as unprecedented, asserting they had never assisted in moving children and teenagers out of the country. Rafael Kurachishi, head of the special prosecutor against impunity, was included on the United States Angle list in 2022, which identifies corrupt actors in the region. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was April 26th. Then in our news at 7:30, the Prime Minister promoting whole pie economics after opposition criticisms of trickle-down results. And the 12-year sentence for a man convicted of raping a woman in Grand Bahama. The story when Our News returns.
If you thought Season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for Season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for Season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero uno, #1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSNB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas, channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sally's funeral? How do you know Sally?
He was my rock and my anchor. Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not.
Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero uno, #1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and we're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be #1? Let's find out.
I love you till I had enough. Do you want me now or later, 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 later? Listen to it
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was April 26th. Take a look.
On this day in Bahamian history, as far back as 1891, Reverend Robert Dunlop of St. Andrew's Presbyterian Kirk in Nassau died. His memorial in the kirk reads that he fell ill while conducting services Sunday morning and later died that evening. Fast forward to 2012, when at the height of election campaigning arose a controversy over political billboards by the Progressive Liberal Party. The party cried foul after numerous PLP billboards were ripped down and thrown away. The billboard, which became most controversial, read, "Under the F&M, 490-plus murders." Some decried the move to display such messages in tourist areas, with one visitor saying at the time it was a scary first impression.
I thought y'all had 490 murders this year, and that kind of concerned me a little bit, but because we have a lot of murders in big cities in Charlotte, around Charlotte. And so, you know, I thought, man, that's a lot of murders. It would determine, you know, whether you came back, you know, if it's a crime-ridden area, you know, you don't want to come back.
It's the worst message we can give visitors who are coming to the Bahamas, to be trumpeting things that are very negative about the country. We got a number of complaints because one first appeared in the roundabout by Coral Harbor. We asked if it could possibly be removed. It wasn't moved, and then we found that they started popping up in other places. It's a very strange position to be in, where people seem to want to kill the very thing they want to lead. They want to lead the country. Why would you go out and trash it in such a way? I mean, there are certain things where there is no, just to paraphrase somebody, there's no green Bahamas or red Bahamas or yellow Bahamas. There's a Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Then on this day in 2017, Lou Adams died at the age of 94. Adams was a legendary figure whose contributions to Bahamian music and cultural development are indelible. In a statement on his passing, then Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Bradley Roberts said, "With his death comes the end of an era in Bahamian music and cultural development." He continued saying, "Adams will be sorely missed as his body of work lives on in the hearts and minds of many devoted fans for generations to come." Finally, on this day in 2019, a groundbreaking ceremony was held on New Providence at the Clifton Heritage National Park for the creation of a Lucayan village. A Lucayan village billboard was also unveiled. The ceremony marked the first in a series of events intended to revitalize the heritage, history, and culture of Lucayan, European, and African ancestors.
All right, the Bahamas Red Cross Society gearing up for its 80th annual Red Cross Fair, and they're calling on you, members of the public, to join in the celebration of culture and community. It's set to take place tomorrow at the scenic Arawak Key on Fish Fry Heritage Site. Now, Director General Alicia Pinder has set an ambitious fundraising target, $200,000.
We can't do that, though, without the help from the Bahamian public. That's people who are going to be entering the fairgrounds, as well as enjoying all of the food and the fun and the entertainment. And we're also entertaining the idea of donors as well. If you're a corporate citizen and you want to be a part, you can certainly make donations.
And from delicious food to exciting activities for the kids, as well as live entertainment, she says the event promises to be a day of fun and solidarity, and says will be a great time for all.
We also are encouraging schools, churches, civic groups to bring the kids, maybe adopt a community and bring kids so that they can have a part of this historic experience.
All right, if you want to see that story again, and of course for all of today's top stories, you can visit Our News Bahamas on Facebook. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Marlena Leonard in for Talia Hall. Marlena's got the latest headlines. Marlena, there's a lot going on. We got Red Cross tomorrow. You've got Janet Jackson and Atlantis on the weekend. The National Family Island Regatta is happening in Exuma. I only brought that up because I know you were in Exuma for the last regatta. I'm sure you miss it, right?
I do. I'm very jealously scrolling through people's Instagrams and just kind of sitting there like, wish it was me. You don't get it until you go, but once you go, I didn't stop talking about it for months.
And we've got a colleague down there. I won't say their name, but hey, we will live vicariously through them.
Definitely pestering them for pics and videos. Yep.
Exactly.
Well, thanks, Ken. In tonight's news, we're looking at the Prime Minister promoting whole pie economics and the 12-year sentence for a man convicted of rape. Here are your latest headlines.
Tonight on Our News, the whole pie. First on Our News Live at 7:30, the Prime Minister firing back at opposition criticism that Bahamians are not feeling the trickle-down effects.
I don't want my Bahamian people to get no trickle. I want them to get the whole pie.
This as the Free National Movement announces its convention is coming 4 months earlier than expected. Plus, with the electric and natural gas bills of 2024 tabled this week, an IRCA official says the changes are coming fast. We have their thoughts coming up. And later, Charlie Bahama is back for the 10th season of his show. The new season premieres right after this newscast. But first, we hear from him on his journey and how times have changed. Our News Live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
Season 1 was amazing. Then be prepared for Season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Starks be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for Season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSNB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on our TV, Cable Bahamas Channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sally's funeral? How do you know Sally?
He was my rock and my anchor. Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not.
Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy, Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, Channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and they're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be #1? Let's find out.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard. The economy is nearing a complete recovery. That's according to findings of a recently released Bahamas National Statistical Institute report. And it could mean more money in your pockets. But it's another issue the government and opposition aren't seeing eye to eye on, with Prime Minister Philip Davis saying he's pleased, while the opposition is questioning the true impact. Our Joshua Williams reports.
The Bahamas National Statistical Institute's new report on quarterly GDP performance last year shows trends of growth when compared to the same quarters of 2022. The most notable, a 9.9% increase when compared to 2022. Also, all four of the economic quarters last year recorded higher levels of GDP compared to pre-pandemic quarters in 2019. Prime Minister Philip Davis calling it a testament to the work his administration has carried out.
I'm satisfied that we have always been on the right track, and I'm happy that our work has been endorsed by such organizations like Moody's. And we trust to continue in the way we are. We still have a lot of work to do, despite what those ratings. It tells us that our stewardship has been good 2 years, 2+ years we're in, and we'll continue this track, and hopefully soon you'll see much more to come.
Now, the opposition says the numbers are misleading, claiming the everyday Bahamian does not feel the trickle-down effect of these statistics.
The high cost of living. When persons go to the food store and they have to buy groceries. The challenge is that the monies that they used to spend, they are now spending far more money, and they are not earning any more money.
Davis hitting back at the notion.
It depends on what they mean by trickle down. That's if you believe in trickle-down economy, in the trickle-down economy, or the trickle-down economics theory. Right? Because what trickles down? I don't want my people to get no trickle. I want them to get the whole pie.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
The Central Council of the Free National Movement voted for the summer date when all offices will be vacant. It's expected to be the final voting convention before the 2026 general election. Nominations for the convention will open on Monday, April 29th, and potential candidates will have until Friday, May 3rd to nominate. The Free National Movement is currently being led by Michael Pintard and Deputy Shannon Cartwright.
The Free National Movement will hold a convention on June the 1st, 2024, that at that time we will have all party positions vacant for election, and we look forward to presenting our agenda, our national agenda for the people of this wonderful country, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, also at that time.
The Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority's Corporate and Consumer Relations Manager, Juan McCartney, says IRCA is welcoming the changes that would come in the passing of the Natural Gas Bill 2024 and the Electricity Bill 2024. The more immediate impact would be in the Electricity Bill 2024, coming into effect on June 1st if passed, allowing Bahamas Power and Light and other electricity suppliers to set their own tariff rates without needing regulatory approval for the next 3 years. McCartney says,
IRCA's fine. What both bills do, the electricity bill and the natural gas bill, is it really greatly expands IRCA's remit. So it really allows IRCA even greater regulatory control over the electricity sector and adds an additional sector that feeds into the energy sector. So we feel fine. We feel well equipped to handle all the changes that are coming. They're coming very rapidly, but we've been made abreast of everything that's occurring. So we feel equipped to handle all these changes.
After canceling its plans to build a new multi-million-dollar headquarters, Central Bank Governor John Roll says they haven't given up on those relocation plans. He says they're looking at a new facility in western New Providence. In 2017, the then government agreed to transfer the Royal Victoria Gardens to the central bank for the development of its new headquarters. But in 2023, the bank announced that it had begun the process of transferring ownership of the property it had acquired back to the government, saying they were seeking an alternative. Central Bank Governor John Roll says they have plans for a new facility in western New Providence.
The central bank is also developing a separate facility for its cash and data center operation. That facility is going to be on the very western end of New Providence, on the Frank Watson Highway. That development is already advancing, so we expect the construction of that facility to begin over the first half of this year.
As for when that facility will be completed, Roll says their timeline is the next 24 months. Well, we've had a dry and breezy day in the capital today, but what can we expect over the next few days? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Marlene, and welcome back, everybody, for a quick check on conditions around the islands. It is breezy on the outside, temperatures in the upper 70s, 77 here in the capital, some passing clouds. Winds out of the northeast at 17 miles per hour, and your field side temperature is at 78 degrees. Satellite radar composite showing dry conditions across most of the island chain. We do have a weak disturbance that's moving across the central Bahamas. Just some patchy clouds and some isolated showers associated with that, but a weak frontal boundary still hanging out down near the southeast Bahamas. That's going to support a couple of isolated showers across the Turks and Caicos Islands as well as in Agua, but the high is going to strengthen, and we're looking for some windy conditions throughout the weekend. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your weekend forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, a man has been sentenced to over a decade in prison for raping a woman in Grand Bahama after offering to walk her to a bus stop. Plus, we'll tell you UB's new partnership with a Chinese university ranked 95th in the world. And from Grand Bahama, the story of a father who found his sense of purpose after years unemployed. Now, he's a beacon of hope for his community. That's coming up when Our News returns.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero uno, #1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSNBS is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas, channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sally's funeral? How do you know Sally?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not.
Watch what you say about Sally. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero uno, #1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and we're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be #1? Let's find out.
A 47-year-old man convicted of attacking and raping a woman as she left a bar has been jailed for 12 years. Romeo Major was unanimously convicted of rape and causing grievous harm following a trial before Justice Andrew Forbes. The woman met Major inside a bar in Freeport. As she was leaving, Major offered to walk her to the bus stop. However, once outside, Major struck the woman in the face with a partially filled gin bottle, breaking her jaw and injuring her left eye. He then dragged her behind the building and raped her. The victim eventually escaped and was taken to the Rand Memorial Hospital, where she was treated for her injuries. DNA evidence linked Major to the crime. Since committing the crime in 2016, Major says he has since changed his life and has become a Christian. He was sentenced to 12 years for rape and 8 years for causing grievous harm. The sentences will be served at the same time. This entire week, we've shared some of the positive stories from Grand Bahama through the beautiful Grand Bahama program. We've also introduced you to some of the faces behind the mega effort. In tonight's final story in the series, our Italia Hall speaks with one of the team leads who was once unsure about what direction his life would take.
Before the program, it was difficult for me finding employment. True, like I say, little stuff on your record, and when it comes to finding a job, everybody wants a police record.
Meet 34-year-old Thomas Haven. He was unemployed for many years, which made it hard to feed his family of 4. He says the COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated the problem.
Before the program, I wasn't living on the street, but I was a person that be on the road.
But through the beautiful Grand Bahama program, he was able to leave the unemployment line after landing a job as a general worker, and he rose through the ranks.
Steady employment. I'm able to take care of my family and myself better. You know what I mean? It's good to know that I could wake up and have some place to go.
One of the most impactful projects for him was working in the back of town community in Freeport, building homes for homeless people. Haven describes the moment he first received a paycheck.
I was able to reopen a bank account. You know what I mean? And for many, that was the first time they even ever had a bank account. You know what I mean? They also help people get proper identification. Some people was able to get stuff expunged off their records.
He says he's also seeing former gang members now working together under the program.
That's a change, you know what I mean? Because now they're employed and they don't want to jeopardize having steady employment. You know what I mean? So they decide to work together. I mean, that's what it's all about.
You ever thought you'd see something like that?
No. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And I feel like a lot of young people just get misled. I mean, to not having.
And as for what's next, he wants to get into the tour business sector.
Right now, I'm actually trying to deal with my public service license. So, you know what I mean? That's something that's being employed with the program that inspired me to try get my public service license.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
When Our News comes back from the break, we're looking across the country to our weekend weather as meteorologist Greg Thompson comes back to the Weather Center with your extended look at temperatures. Plus,
coming up in sports, Corporate Bahamas continues to support the BTC World Athletics Relays.
The new season of the Charlie Bahamas Show premieres right after this newscast. Stay tuned for our look at his journey and how he's kept up with evolving trends when Our News returns.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Starks be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numero 1, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? CSNB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas, channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sally's funeral? How do you know Sally?
He was my rock and my anchor. Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not.
Watch what you say about Sally. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to Our TV News. This is
This is Our News. Welcome back. More sponsors have come on board for the World Relays, and Buddy Hield gets his first win of the NBA playoffs. Here now with Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors, is Ronaldo Dorset and John Mark Nutt. Ronaldo?
Elena, and welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Corporate Bahamas is stepping up in a major way to ensure the return of the BTC World Athletics Relays is a success. Bahamas Waste and the Caribbean Bottling Company were announced as major sponsors for the event, which will be hosted May 4th to 5th at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Bahamas Waste Managing Director Francis De Cardenas said his organization sees public service as an obligation to the local community.
Not very many people know exactly what we do for the community, from the children's homes to the the home to the aged, and it's just everything. We do a lot
Caribbean Bottling Company will provide hydration services to athletes and support staff.
We play a role in executing these types of global events and are honored to partner and provide hydration services throughout the races to all athletes, volunteers, and of course, the LOC.
Former Olympic medalist, World Athletics Council member, and LOC Deputy Chairman Pauline Davis-Thompson said the return of the World Relays is due in large part to the welcoming atmosphere of the Bahamas and its athletes serving as global ambassadors.
It was the athletes that convinced World Athletics to give the Bahamas these World Relays again, because they demanded that World Athletics allow the Bahamas to host this event again because they thoroughly enjoy all the other years that they've been here.
In the NBA playoffs, Buddy Hield and his Philadelphia 76ers protected home court with a win over the New York Knicks. The 76ers won 123-114 over the New York Knicks Thursday night as the series shifted to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Hield is struggling for playing time in the 76ers rotation and went scoreless in just 4 minutes. He's just played 29 minutes over 3 games thus far and shot 1 for 7 from the field.
Christian Robinson is back in AA baseball and is already having an impact on the field. The Arizona Diamondbacks prospect was recently activated from the injured list for the Amarillo Sod Poodles and drove in an RBI in his first game back. In 2023, the 23-year-old outfielder played his way up from rookie league to the AA level, where he helped the Sod Poodles win the Texas League Championship. Last season, the number 20 prospect in the D-backs pipeline hit .283 with 14 home runs, 42 RBI, and a .914 OPS. It's Friday, you made it to the weekend. Your reward? 10 YS Top Players of the Week. At number 5, we go to the Flag Football High School Championships. It's Aiden Moss with one of his 6 touchdowns during championship play.
BJ Murray's first home run of the season wasn't the traditional one, but he didn't leave this one to chance.
At number 3, Stephen Gardner's first 400 of the season. The Olympic champ is back, ready to reclaim the throne, and $50,000.
Chavez Young has an injury? Not a problem. He goes deep for the first time this season.
And at number 1, we saw a lot of quarterbacks drafted Thursday night. Not one of them can do this though. Aiden Moss goes on the opposite side of the ball and still scores with his pick 6. That'll do it for Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. For John Mark Nutt, I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, the 10th season of the Charlie Bahama Show premieres right after this newscast. But first, we hear from him about some of his favorite interviews and how he's kept his show fresh. And whether your weekend plans involve going to the Janet Jackson concert or living it up at the National Family Island Regatta in Exuma, we'll tell you what weather you can expect as our Greg Thompson comes back with your extended forecast. Stay with us.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero 1, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSMB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right.
So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas, channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sally's funeral? How do you know Sally?
He was my rock and my anchor. Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not.
Watch what you say about Sally. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama.
Welcome back to Our News. The University of the Bahamas has signed a new memorandum of understanding with Central South University, a public university in China's Hunan province. Details of the MOU have not been revealed, but the partnership links UB with the Chinese university that last year ranked 95th in the world in the academic ranking of world universities. For more on this, be sure and stay tuned to Our News Weekend. Well, we have beautiful weather outside of the Our News studios this evening, but what can Paradise Island concert goers and regatta fans in Exuma expect this weekend? Well, Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Molly, and welcome back, everybody, for a final check at weather across the islands. High pressure is in charge at highs, generating some mostly dry conditions. And, of course, the winds are starting to pick up as that high pressure system continues to strengthen. Old frontal boundary near the southeast Bahamas will generate a couple isolated showers. There's also a weak disturbance moving across the central Bahamas that could lend some support to a couple isolated showers across that area as that system continues to track towards the west. That high is going to continue to keep us rather windy for the weekend, so it's going to be a little bit challenging for you beaching and boating public, so we're asking you to exercise caution. Future forecast showing just a couple isolated showers with that that weak disturbance actually across the central Bahamas. That's going to clear out here, and then by Saturday into Sunday we expect some high level moisture to be moving in, and of course some low level moisture which could lend some support to some more showers by Sunday, Monday time frame. Boating forecast, as I mentioned, a challenge for you for the central and southeast Bahamas, but a caution flag in the northwest Bahamas. Northeast to east winds 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your high tide will be at 10:28 tonight. Low tide taking place at 4:59 in the morning. For the central and southeastern islands, northeast to easterly flow, and they are going to be stronger. 15 to 25 knots, so an advisory is posted for you guys down there. Seas running 5 to 8 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, quiet weather through Saturday and into Sunday. We do have the winds picking up. Those winds will continue into Monday and Tuesday. And of course, there's a little bit of a moisture plume moving across us. So we could see some isolated showers on Sunday. Temperatures remain in the low 80s through Wednesday. And by Thursday, we expect those temperatures to get into the mid 80s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a great night and have a safe weekend, everybody.
Thanks, Greg. Well, known for being one of the pioneers of Bahamian television in the 1990s as the host of Electric Air, Charlie Bahama returned to the front of the camera during the pandemic with The Charlie Bahama Show. Stars past and present such as Biggie Smalls, Aaliyah, O.J. Simpson, Destiny's Child, Sean Diddy Combs, and more were interviewed by Charlie when they visited the Bahamas during the 90s. Season 10 begins tonight right here on Our TV.
So we had everyone back on the day, from Beyonce, Michael Jackson was on the show, LL Cool J, every international celebrity, Biggie Smalls, and every Bahamian celebrity. Ronnie Butler, Bahaman or High Voltage, which they were first known, KB, you name them, they were all on Electric Air. So people don't know I'm behind the scenes also. I did the Bahaman music videos, Back to the Island, Gin and Coconut Water, Celebrate. I do films on swimming pigs, etc. So when I'm behind the scenes, nobody knows that I'm still doing stuff. It's when I'm back in front of the camera. And I came back on in 2000 during COVID, actually, and because there were so many other Bahamian stories.
Charlie also reveals how he's been able to adapt with creating television in an era of social media.
When I was doing it, I was the only one. And then Native Stew came on after. And then just show after show after show. So it's a lot tougher because it's so many shows. And the one thing, you know, you talk about staying in this game for a while. I have learned from a lot of young people too, because I have to think not only TV, but social media. And that's a different animal. You got to cut the show different, edit it, talk different. Everything is different with social media. So now I'm balancing between a great TV show and social media. And let me tell you something, Electric Air lives on social media.
Well, thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Marlena Leonard. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. The season premiere of Charlie Bahama Show airs now on Our TV.